I'm Nick Sackett, Social Compassion and Legislation. I want to thank all of you for being here, for fighting for the animals continually. You know, many of you know my boss, Judy Mancuso, has been fighting for animals for decades here in California. It is, you know, when I look at her work in the past, leading up to pre-pandemic, we were on such a good trajectory. And the pandemic came and it changed how shelters work. It changed how people view breeding animals. Everybody wanted to get that Frenchie. Everybody wanted to get, you know, whatever other purebred. And the public has kind of lost its way when they view shelter animals and how much they matter and how many of them there are and that need adopting. So we have a lot of work to do in here, but we also have to kind of like revamp the public messaging around adopting. You know, Bob Barker is no longer alive, God bless his soul. But we got to get people out in the community to understand not just the animal rights community, but the broader community, the people who don't, this is not their issue. We need to somehow get back to them, be like, hey, we got to get back into our shelters and adopt. But as I've said, after COVID, we have seen hobby breeders, litters. You know, we've seen all of these backyard breeders just explode. So we do need to revamp enforcement and get it's all come down and get money and resources for that enforcement. On top of that, we need to double down on spay and neuter. You guys know this.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I really look at pet overpopulation as a math problem. This is a math problem. Let's, you know, it's nothing more than that. Yes, it's a political problem to solve the math problem, but it's a math problem. You know, Judy saw how hard it was to get funding in the legislature, you know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. So she worked, she said, okay, if the legislature's not going to give us the resources, like, let's get the resources ourselves. And so she worked really hard to get the Pet Lovers Plate in the road.
Yes.
Now, the issue is we got to get this to, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. So we, Skill, and some of our other partners, we are going to be working really hard over the next year or two to get the pet lovers and partner with car dealerships, partner with car brands to make sure that people are not just us, you know, people that care about this day in and day out buy this, because that's not enough. Right. We have to have the wider public buy these kind of things. And if we could get to, say, $10 million a year in funding from the pet lovers, we would love it if it'd be more. Because I think ultimately the number we need to get, according to the analysis done by Alf Kalra's office, was $30 million a year.
Where would that money go?
Yeah, is there an accountability for it?
If
Directly, all of it?
I'm sorry?
Through where? Through how?
What are we talking about?
The spay neuter, the 30
Accountability
million for
for
spay
it.
neuter. Who has that to?
I'm saying that's the number we would need, $30 million worth of money of going to low-cost spay and neuter funding. Where exactly we go? It would have to go to shelters, it would have to go to rescues, it would have to go to low-cost spay and neuter providers, so you get the, you know, the kind of the buses.
Snip bus.
All of those. So if we can get some money from this, some money from the community, that shows, okay, the community's putting their money where their mouth is. It's time for the rest of the state to put their money where their mouth is.
Yes.
And force these guys to squeeze out some cash for spay and neuter.
Yes.
Anyway, it's a long battle. I don't expect these kind of problems to be solved here overnight. But because of people like you who are organizing and showing your caring, it is rising the issue up in that building. I can tell you that 110%.
Nice.
So, and thank you very much.
Thank you.